Hello again, this is Calvin from PoorManSurvival.com, and today we're going to talk about an Elk Ridge hunting and skinning knife. So this is going to open up a whole can of worms with some people. Elk Ridge is not a name known with super quality. I picked this knife up on the cheap, figuring we'd give it a shot. I loved the look of it. I like the look of the sheath. So downfalls of the sheath. It's pretty cheap. It's not fantastic quality, and I'll pull the knife out and slide it out of the way, and I'll show you that in a minute. So the first time I wore this, the rivet that holds the back on here, it popped right off in the car. I got out of the car, knife was on the seat, so I had to put a rivet in it. I like the design, I just wish it had a little bit nicer leather on it. You know, it has Elk Ridge embossed into that front there. But it's all in all, it's a pretty cheap sheath. But these are pretty cheap knives. I mean, they're not really expensive, but I'm going to show you why I like the knife. It's positives and negatives like I always do, and we'll let you be the judge about if you want to spend the money. These aren't very much money. You can find them all over the place, so you can judge for yourself. So let's get back to the reason I bought the knife, and that's really is the design. So you can see, hopefully you can see that on the blade. You know, it has Elk Ridge. You tell it is a skinner with a gut hook. I love this grip. So it has a nice curve to it with the finger grooves, and that kind of one of the things that sold me on buying the knife. I went into it knowing exactly what I was going to get, and I've been pleasantly surprised for the money. So as you can see, hopefully I can get this in the light here. So it says at the bottom, it says, 440 stainless, made in China. If you can, probably can see that. All right. And it's got a fairly thick blade. I love the full sweeping front edge, for some cuts, for making face cuts on the skin. So for any of you who've got an animal or haven't, you know, having this sweeping bevel edge for like an extra, it's almost like an extra tip, and then the flat here for cutting through the skin. I love that. It works nice, as opposed to a regular straight blade. It's got here I'll pull out the Gerber Myth Pro just for a reference. So this being your standard hunting knife and this being a skinning knife, you can see that whole front bevel edge is just going to give you extra purchase, okay? But like I talked about in my Gerber Myth Pro, this has a textured grip, this is not. Honestly, can I tell you what it is? No. It looks like wood of some sort. It's not fantastic, but I'm a little nervous about what it's going to be like when I get it wet or get some blood on my hands or whatever, for doing skinning chores. But I love the look of it. I like the grip. I love the feel. And I like the edge. It's 440, so how long is that edge going to last? I don't know. But I'm willing to take a chance. So let's just see what it does here. Let's just take a look. So we'll do, a fast sweeping cut, which is not the best way to tell the sharpness of a knife, and then we'll pull it across real slow and see how it does. So, again, 440C showing its weakness, and this is right from the factory. I have not done any work to this, and like I said, these are just cheap knives. So how long are they going to hold up? We'll see. But the gut hook, doing what it's meant to do, and just those simple pull cuts, and that is nice, But I try to just use the front here. See, that's nice. That's just showing you that front edge is giving you extra cutting surface, and that's not bad. So, not to sit and cut up a sheet of paper, but I like the front edge of that. So, like I said, this is an Elk Ridge. Love them, hate them. I don't think they're bad. What I want to do is see this after a season or two. And that's what I'm going to be coming up with, next in some of my reviews. I have some knives that I've just been using every day, kind of beating mercilessly. And I want to start shooting some videos here so you can see how they've held up. Some of these cheaper knives get a bad rap. And some good knives get an undeserved good rap. I don't think they're all bad. I don't think they're all good. What I think you need to do is sometimes take a chance, take a chance on that knife and really see what it's going to do. I know people who hunt once or twice a year. Do they need a $400 skinning knife? You be the judge. It's not a knife you're going to be, planning to live in the wilderness with. It's a knife that's going to be used maybe once or twice a year. Yeah, you want a quality knife that's going to get the job done. But to me, if it's the difference between buying that extra base layer so you're staying warm, or maybe buying a little bit nicer rifle or shotgun, maybe buying a nice pair of binoculars, or buying something you're going to use quite a bit, maybe take a chance on that skinning knife. Because usually when you're buying a skinning knife, it's got one chore, skinning, and that's it. You're not going to be carving firewood with it. You're not going to be whittling. You're going to be using it for that chore, and that's skinning. So what I would like to see is, I'm going to sharpen the heck out of this thing. I'm going to put it in a sheath, and I'm going to hopefully get out and harvest some game and see what it does. My thing is, will it stay sharp through an entire field dressing? Can I go out there, cape out a deer with this knife, and have it stay sharp? And that's the name of the game. Because I can go home and sharpen it again. I'm not concerned about that. Do I need to go out and buy a custom skinner, for a lot of money, and to really see how it, to really see the difference? And that's going to be a big question. So we'll have a recap after hunting season, and hopefully I can tell you a little bit more about how some of these knives held up. But I thought I'd show it. I haven't done a lot of these hunting knives, the skinning knives yet. So this has been the Elk Ridge. We're going to really see how it goes and see how it holds up. So thanks again for watching. Again, Calvin from PoorManSurvival.com. We appreciate your views.